Hey everybody, what's going on? I'm Geno Reynolds and this is WAND Presents The Real Geno. Today we're going to take a look at a movie that is based on the stand-up routine of comedian Bert Kreischer as I review The Machine. So, let's do this. And you know what? I was going to try to say let's do this in Russian, but I figured that I'd probably insult their entire country by trying. And I don't want them to come illegally invade us next.
7 years ago, one incredible story blew up the internet.
When I was 22, I got involved with the Russian mafia. I was a frat boy on a class trip.
23 years after those events, the story continues.
What is wrong with this shirt?
Taking place 20 years after the original story of The Machine took place, Bert Kreischer's past catches up with him when it turns out that the
Family.
Nope, Dom, I did the family jokes enough last time. The family on the train he helped the Russian mafia rob is after something he allegedly stole. Bert, along with his father, are both dragged to Russia or his family is going to get taken care of. As a fan of the stand-up that this movie is based on, I had my hopes up for this one, but maybe a little too up. Well, I can tell you that I had a decent enough time with this one. I felt that it didn't go as far with the insanity that it should have. Sure, it had its moments that do go pretty far, but I felt that if you were gonna base a movie off a story like The Machine, this should have been Cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs the entire time. I'm thinking like Violent Night in Russia Cuckoo. I guess what I'm saying is that this movie felt a bit too grounded, much to its detriment. They do this for character development so that the movie can have a little bit of heart, which is fine, but that takes away from what should have been a crazier story. They could have stepped on the vodka-fueled gas more often and still have had the heart that they wanted to have in the end. For me, while the story was fine, the lack of crazy took me out of it a bit. I did feel that the cast was pretty good, especially Mark Hamill as Bert's father. When they are on screen together, Hamill and Kreischer have a pretty decent chemistry. The two of them are at odds with each other about what Bert has chosen to do with his life. His father is on him all the time about, well, just about everything. His life, his kids, the way he grills hamburgers, you name it. Listening to Hamill when he's being condescending, a jerk, or high, yes, I said high, you can't help but hear a bit of the Joker coming out. The rest of the cast is pretty entertaining as well, but for the most part, they are also very much stereotypes. When it comes to the humor, it is a bit hit and miss. When things are going crazy or silly, the movie can be pretty entertaining. That being said, it waters down the vodka anytime there are repetitive callback jokes, and there are a bit too many of them. I was the only one in the theater watching this, but I imagine every time someone would mention that Bert has breasts now, there would have been a collective groan. Look, if you're a fan of Bert Kreischer's stand-up, you'll probably get a kick out of watching this once, but after that, it's a pretty forgettable comedy. Well, I had an okay enough time with this, I don't think I could sit through it again. I like Kreischer's comedy, but other than the stand-up version of The Machine, I don't have many repeat viewings of it. I felt the same way about the movie. I saw it, it was fine, and I'm ready to move on to the next one. If you do want to see The Machine, you can see it in theaters right now, and probably pretty quickly on streaming if I had to guess on its future. Make sure to follow me at WANDTV.com as well as subscribe to my YouTube channel, The Real Geno. You can also follow me on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter, also at The Real Geno. That's going to be it for this edition of WAND Presents The Real Geno. As always, I am your host, The Real Geno, Geno Reynolds. Das Vidanya. Nah. I am the Machine! Yeah, I know it's on brand for Bert Kreischer, but I don't think they're going to want me to do the whole review like this.